Hi Libra, this is your monthly reading for the month of June for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading and this will not resonate for every single Libra out there. Alright you guys, let's get started. What is happening for my Libras? I feel like you have a lot happening. Alright, so we have the King of Cups and the Two of Coins. I feel like some of my Libras feel torn. You feel torn between two things, two decisions. So we have the Four of Swords, the Hermit, Death, Five of Swords, Four of Staffs, and then the Five of Cups. All right, so Libra. I feel like a lot of you guys, you are really torn emotionally between two decisions or two type of avenues or two ways of doing something. There's something here where you feel like you can't really make a final decision. Maybe you've been on the fence for a while and you've waited for some time. Like you were sitting there waiting for a minute to try and figure out what to do. But it was because you were so up in your head that your mind was racing. And I feel like, Libra, you were not going within. You really wasn't sitting down and just taking that second for yourself. I felt like you just kind of felt overwhelmed because of whatever this was, because it was like it was an ending. And then it made you guys question both paths of whatever this decision was. It was just so emotional for you. This could be an ending of a relationship or an ending of a career or some type of ending, but it felt significant. This could have even been an actual death for somebody where you could have lost someone and you just did not know how to cope. Whatever this was here, you were so tied up with the ending and you were so tied up with now how am I going to move forward past this ending? So you were stuck between the two. But it's almost like after you're coming into that term of that ending, it's like it's ended, it's done. There's no arguing, there's no debating. This was over with. And that's what it was. It left it unstable and it left you having to just accept it. And a part of you felt like, yeah, I can dwell on it, but I know that it's done, it's over with. So it's like a part of you wants to kind of like erase it. Because a part of you still wants to come forward and argue about it and be like, no, and try and find a way to work this out because there's so much pain here. It's like you want to bargain. You want to like, hey, no, that does not have to be this way, whatever this ending was. Because you had all this pain, but you want it to like work out. But that was what's causing you more pain. That's what was toxic. It's like, it's over with, but yet you still want to fight for something that doesn't even either wants to fight for you or is something that's not good for you specifically. It's like you have to let it go. And a part of you knows that, but it's that pain. It's this turmoil. It's having this, I know it's toxic, but I'm still emotionally attached. I'm still feel this urge to want to keep it or have it or need it. It's like a codependency. It's like you're chained to this thing, but it's so unstable and it's not healthy for you. And you know it's not. And you know that this happening, even though it's shaking your world, it's shaking your universe, it's shaking who you are at your core, it's making you question yourself. You feel like this is unfair in some way. You feel as though you've lost something important, like you're in this moment of trying to find a way to rationalize or trying to find a way to justify staying in a miserable situation or staying in a situation that's not healthy for you. But you know that it's over and it's done with. So it's an interesting energy here, because it's almost like, even though it's like you want to bargain with the devil, it's like the universe is like, no. It's over. It's done. It's not good for you. Let it go. And that's what I'm picking up. So this is intense, guys. It's like you're dealing with something where you're letting a part of yourself die, like figuratively, where you can't keep doing the same thing. You can't stay in that toxicity anymore. You can't stay in that relationship or in that career or in whatever this is for you. There's something in your life that has just drained you, that has taken from you, but yet you're so afraid to let it go because it's a piece of you. It's like an identity of you. And you're like infatuated in some way, but it's like the reason it is because this thing, whatever this thing is, whether that was a person, a situation, what happened was it would get your ups and downs. So you would have your highs of emotions where you felt on top of the world or things are going great. And then you would have your lows where you felt miserable and you don't know how you're going to get through the day. And you just get those little dopamine kicks. It's like you're addicted to this. Your body is addicted to this. And it's like, for some of you, this could even be drugs, literally. I mean, it could be, but there's something here where you're codependent on it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get some clarifiers here. It's like you're addicted to something. And it has to come to an end because you can't take this in the new as the new you. You have to let this part of you die off. You're evolving past this part of you, but there's still that little bit of you that's holding on to it so deeply because you're so familiar. It's so familiar, or you're used to it, or you feel like you're codependent on it, or like you have to have it. I had that song that came into my head, like, I'm addicted to all the things you do. So for some of you guys, that's a person, you're just addicted to the things that they do, but they lie. You catch them in lies. You feel burdened by this. You feel like you're never getting that equal exchange. You're dealing with somebody here that treats you kind of like how you saw your father treating your mother, or your mother treating your father. There's something there. But this is something that you know, like, it's like you wait on this person's message, you're tied to it, but then it upsets you. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you get upset with them and then you go low, and then you go up high with them when they actually treat you good. And it's like random when they do it. Yeah, see, so it's like you're in pain though, because nothing is moving forward. Nothing is working in the way that you want it to. It feels like it's just kind of stagnant. And it feels stagnant and it's stale. Like it's like it goes up and down, but like you know that in the end it's not stable for you. You know that it's not good for you. You know that it's impacting your health. It's impacting all areas of your life. Some of you guys are not even sleeping properly because either this person keeps you awake worrying, or you're just always awake worrying. You're worrying about something. Yeah. See, it's because there's a part of you that feels like you're going to lose a piece of you if you let this go, if you let this person go, and then that's kind of why you're afraid to reflect upon it, because a part of you doesn't maybe want to accept that it's over. And it's like, you have all these choices and options, but that's what's overwhelming you. Or it's also like, I'm getting that for some of my Libras, some of you might not even be noticing all of your options. Maybe you only think you have 1 or 2 cups, but in reality, you could have 7 or more cups to choose from, but you're not seeing those avenues. So some of you guys might feel even more stuck, and that's why you need to go within, is so that you can say, oh, I have 7 options instead of 1 or 2 options. Because at the beginning, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're holding on to 2 options, but you have more options, and that's what you're not seeing. And it's because you're so afraid you're going to lose this piece of you. But that is just like a perception, because you can't really lose yourself. We can lose sight of ourselves, but you're always there. So nobody can really take from you. So I feel like whatever the situation is, you allowed your power to be taken away. So you need to gain back your power. And that's what this death is for you. It's like, hey, Libra, wake up, smell the roses, don't give away your power. You are in charge of your life. Get up, you got this. Take back your power. And so I feel like that's what's kind of happening. It's like you have to maybe start all over again. That's going to be difficult, but you are capable of it. It's your time to shine. It's you that needs to go out, because in the end, if you put in this work, you're going to reach what you want. You're going to reach the happiness you want. You're going to reach that stability that you want, that you deserve. And that's what I'm picking up for a lot of my Libras here. So this death, this ending that's happening in your life is a blessing, you guys, even if it doesn't seem like it at this time. So we have that 5 of Swords, and I feel like what's happening here is you knew that perhaps somebody else or something else could have gotten involved into this situation where it could have made it more complicated. And maybe you feel like it's just not worth fighting for anymore too. A part of you knows it's over, it's done, and you're tired, you're tired of fighting. You're tired of having to constantly prove yourself. And it feels like no matter how many times you try to go out there and prove, it's like it's hard for you to be seen. It's hard for people to understand you, perhaps. But it feels like you know what your vision is. You know what it is that you really want, but you know that this situation's not going to give it to you. But a part of you really, really wanted it to be. And that disappointment is what's causing some of you guys to be afraid to take that new step, to really start going out there, because you're afraid of having to rebuild again. You're afraid of having to try and go out there because you're like, what if I fail? What if something bad happens? What if I miss this opportunity? That's what I'm getting. What if I miss this opportunity? And I find that so interesting that these cards just flung out like that. I think that that's it. You're going to find somebody. When you go out there, you're going to find somebody that's going to have love or care for you. You're going to find new things. You're going to you're not going to miss those opportunities. When you pay attention to yourself, when you give yourself what you need, that's when someone else is going to come into your life, and that's when somebody else is going to help you in some way. But I feel like a lot of you guys, you get so caught up in this belief about yourself or about the situation. And I keep seeing like, you're only thinking in black and white sometimes. You need to open up your mind more, Libra. You need to become a little bit more flexible, because you need to understand that you are capable of starting something new. Especially like cardinal signs are really good at starting some new things. They're good at starting new beginnings. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, even though this is hard for you, this is going to become a blessing in disguise. But at this current time, it might feel like a curse. It might feel like nothing is going right in your life. But it's because you have to let it go. It's not healthy for you. It's not serving you anymore. You've already learned your lessons. It's time to just drop it. And that's what the universe is trying to get you to do. But you're holding on so tight that it's like you're getting rope burn for holding on to the rope. It's like playing tug of war with your own self, and you're only doing nothing but hurting yourself by not letting it go. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, perhaps you're aware of it, and oh my gosh, at the bottom of the deck, you guys, completion. Yes. So I feel like this is a completion, and you're aware that this is a completion. See, because now you can be of service to other people. You've gone through the experiences. You know what it's like to, like, you can help people with similar circumstances. You have a lot to offer and a lot to give, but you can't be in a situation where it's draining your energy. You can't be where you're constantly burning your mental capacity, because I feel like you're constantly worrying so much that that's what's making you so tired in the day. That's what's making you take up so much of your time without you even realizing it, when you can be out there helping other people. You know, and that's really what I'm getting. It's like you could be the answer to someone's prayers, but you wouldn't even know that because you're so focused on something that's not even good for you. We have expansion. So I feel like you guys really are expanding, and I feel like you need to expand your awareness, what it is that is coming your way, because I feel like a lot of you guys, like, again, you're only looking at it like, well, I only have 2 choices, but you don't. You have like 7 or more options, and you just need to be aware of it. We also have here growth. So I feel like you guys are actually growing. You're actually expanding. You're changing. You're becoming a lot stronger of a person. You're actually starting to improve upon yourself. Letting this go is going to help you guys, because eventually you're going to go down the path to where you're going to find your passion in life. You're going to find what it is that you actually want. But in order for you to get to that passion, in order for you to find your purpose or to find what it is that you're trying to attain, you have to grieve not only from this loss, but also in your life. Because I'm getting, for some of my Virgos, you might have grew up where you weren't allowed to experience grief or sadness. It wasn't okay to perhaps express that in the household, or your parents never were able or capable of really teaching you or helping you handle this grief, because perhaps they themselves weren't capable. So I feel like a lot of you guys right now are going through this process of grieving, and you're having to give yourself that time. You're having to give yourself that patience, because grieving takes time, and it's a difficult emotion to go through, because you have rage, you have bitterness, you have resentment, you have fear, you have sadness. I mean, there are so many emotions that can be just jumbled up in there. Even joy can be a part of the grieving process. There are so many things that grief can have. So it's like having to undo it layer by layer. It takes a minute. And I feel like some of you guys, you need to have that patience with yourself. We also have gratitude. So when you become more grateful and you have this becoming more aware of the blessings that are coming your way, and saying to yourself, wow, I found $20 today. Thank you. And just like, thank the universe, thank God, thank whoever that you perceive, right? So I feel like you just need to be more grateful for what you have. Be grateful for the relationships that are working, the areas in your life that is working, because I feel like once you start focusing on the more positive, that's what you're going to be accumulating. That's what you're going to see more of, is that. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, with that and the shadow at the bottom, we have impatience, and that's what I'm saying. You have to have patience in your grieving process. So for the month of June, I feel like a lot of my Libras need to grieve this loss, need to grieve this ending, because it is not an easy ending. And I feel like this was not a simple thing. I feel like this was very complicated, and I feel like there was a lot of emotions tied to this. This ending was a painful one for some of my Libras, and this could even be in the past that this ending has occurred, but you're still needing to learn to heal and grieve it and mourn it in order for you to really heal and expand and grow as a person, so that you can not only help yourself, but other people. You have so much more to give, Libra, than what you're doing, and I feel like the universe wants you to know, like, Libra, you deserve to have abundance abundance. You deserve to have great things. Where you're at now is not what we have planned for you, but you need to have that patience. You need to be kind to yourself, and you need to know that, hey, all I have to do is take it day by day. I am human. I make mistakes just like everyone else. And when you start to become more patient with yourself, you're going to find out you can be more patient with others, and more people in return will be patient with you, and life can become more simple. It doesn't have to be difficult. And I feel like a lot of you guys, you're working through these issues, and for the month of June, you're going to have a lot of ups and downs when it comes to letting this go. But I promise you, Libra, that once you can truly grieve this, once you can truly heal this, you're going to not only feel better, but everyone else around you is going to see that improvement, and they're going to want to know how you did it. They're going to want to be there for you. They're going to love you. They're going to care for you more, because I feel like once you grieve whatever this is, it's going to open up your heart chakra a lot more, and you're going to be able to have a closer, intimate relationship with the next with not only the next person, but other people in your life. And you're not going to feel as alone, because I feel like a lot of you guys might feel alone because there's so much grief, there's so much sadness, that it's isolation. It feels isolating. And once you learn to heal and work through that, Libra, that's when you're going to start to see that passion come back. That's when you're going to start to see things actually shifting and changing in your reality. With that growth card, things are going to start moving, things are going to start expanding. So be grateful for what you have now, because there's so much more to come. So that's what I have for my Libras for the month of June. Again, please be kind to yourselves. Give yourselves love and respect. Have a great and wonderful day, Libra. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.